Welcome back to the Haynes School of Equity for heirs and beneficiaries, for beneficiaries and the heirs returning to the higher court. Equity never lost jurisdiction. Men just forgot they hold it. The Constitution can add courts, but it cannot remove conscience. When beneficiaries and heirs return to the jurisdiction of equity, they don't petition law, they fulfill it. Because once conscience speaks, every statute bows to recognition. They say courts rise and fall with constitutions, but this one, never. It was breathed into the conscience of man. When kings abdicated, it remained. When legislatures shifted, it watched in silence. For its authority was never written, only recognized. The system of equity jurisprudence stands as part of the fundamental law of the land, permanent, inherent, and unabridged. And though the world forgot its language, its decrees never ceased, because conscience cannot lose jurisdiction over the soul that remembers. You don't summon this court, you return to it. And once you stand in that recognition, you realize jurisdiction was never lost. It was waiting for you to act. The lawmakers of every age tried to rewrite order through parchment and power, but no legislature ever repealed conscience. No statute ever erased the court that governs through it, that it stands upon, that it derived its power from. The Chancery's jurisdiction is not a man-made boundary. It's a moral constant. It doesn't ebb with politics or flow with opinion. Even when common law expands its reach, it cannot diminish the court from which its fairness was borrowed. The Constitution itself quietly acknowledges it, the higher law, tacitly embedded within the nation's very foundation. Go read the Constitution. In law and equity, people see the law, they experience the law, but what about the equity? That's why those who stand in equity move differently. They don't chase recognition. We command it, rightfully so. We don't beg the court to hear us. We speak from the court that never closed. Because once you act in conscience, with clean hands, you're no longer under its authority. You become its authority. And you become its authority because where does the government derive its power from? The people. Not the regular people. Not 14th Amendment U.S. citizens. Not those. But us. So return to the jurisdiction. Us, the private Americans. Yeah, we be out here in the public. Because to interface with the world, you need something public. And really, whenever you get so far beyond, you don't really need to interface with the public. Because you got things that interface with it for you while you remain behind the veil. Not hiding. You hide in plain sight. But return to the jurisdiction of origin. Let your word operate as decree. Let your conscience resume the bench. For when you act as beneficiary, when you act as heir, every statute, every office, and every man-made code falls back into its proper place. Under you, not over you. Therefore, let it be entered into the record. Equity's jurisdiction stands perpetual, unabridged, and supreme over every subordinate process of law. No amendment may repeal it. No statute may confine it, for it operates by conscience, the original executive power vested in man himself. All heirs returning to the higher court are directed to acknowledge the jurisdiction of conscience as their primary seat of authority. You are directed to administer every transaction, covenant, and trust under that jurisdiction, and recognize that the Constitution adds courts, but cannot remove the one written in spirit. Performance shall be proof of standing. Every act done in good faith will issue as decree. Every promise fulfilled will function as law. Excuse me. The Chancery remains open, not as a relic of history, but as an operational division of conscience. Those who serve under it serve justice itself. Those who govern from it govern rightly. Proceed, beneficiaries and heirs of equity, and let every word you speak restore the order that never truly fell.